We broadcast on FM 96.7 locally and is heard worldwide on fitfmja.com. Our mission is to amplify diverse voices and opinions, inform, educate, entertain, and engage listeners of all ages and the lifestyle while promoting responsible community development. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
Cultural Mix, an exciting radio show identifying and showcasing cultural diversity across the world through music, interviews, and lively discussions. Join Bev Moonchild on Fit FM 96.7, Fridays 6 to 8 p.m. Cultural Mix, everything cultural. Tune in. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
You've got to give. Yes, I'm standing 10 feet tall. Never let the system get you down. No way, no way. Never let it make you wear a frown. Well, you are only one life to live. So your best shot, you've got to give. Yes, I'm standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall. Well, I'm standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 above them all. Well, things may not be like you want them to be. Yes, so be wise. You got to try carefully. Well, there may be obstacles in your way. Just remember, Rome wasn't built in one day. I'm standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall. Well, I'm standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 above them all.
Well, you never stop it when we can't sing, man. You stop it when we can't. Eh?
I don't want to hear you so loud.
Me? Oh, God, man. Why you do me that, Julia? Stop it like on the 10 feet tall, no, man. When we could have just, show me little skills this evening. But nonetheless, people, it is Cultural Mix, and I really want to welcome everyone who has joined us already. It is Cultural Mix, your Friday evening show. I'm Bev Moonchild, your host, and we are in the studio of Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. Really, really, really happy to be here. And we have an awesome show lined up for you with a beautiful young lady in a non-traditional. Y'all give it to me? 10 feet tall, standing 10 above them all. I'm standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall. You have to stop in your coming and go. Folks, I'm getting better. Am I not? Yes, I'm getting better. And I really, really, really love the vibe here already. Lots of persons have tuned in already. And I want to say a kwaba to everyone who has joined already. And if you are listening us on the 96.7 band, we welcome you wherever you are. Whether you are in Black River, if you're in St. Anne, you're in St. Mary, you're in St. James, you're in Westmoreland, Hanover, Trelawney, we really, really welcome you. We say a kwaba once again. If you're listening us live on Facebook, you're watching us, we say a kwaba. If you're on YouTube, we say welcome. If you are listening us on the 24/7 operation, which is fitfmja.com, we say thank you for always being on that platform. We thank everyone, all the people on Friends Who Love Fit FM. We thank you for being here with us. Of course, we want you to stay with us for the next 2 hours. as we chat with our guest, and she's here already, ready to talk and to share her experience with us. It has been an eventful or non-eventful week, depending on how you look at it. Several things have happened, and we want to look past some of them because some of them, if we spend our time, excuse me, if we spend our time talking about it, we don't talk about the positive things in life. And this evening, might I say to everyone, is regardless of what is happening, regardless of the turmoil, regardless of the challenge, regardless of the obstacle, whatever it is, we say, stand tall. We can't give up, we can't give in. It is really a time where the fittest of the fittest is really going to survive. If you ever hear about the fittest of the fittest, it is now. And only the fittest of the fittest can and shall survive. It is really what it is, and we just have to understand that. It has been a sad week for the teaching profession in Jamaica. Quite a number of teachers have died. And I think of the lot, maybe one such person may have been ailing for a while. The others are what they call sudden, unexpected death. We don't know what it is. Lots of speculations are out there. But we want to say, teachers, hold strain, stand steadfast and unmovable, as I would say, in your commitment to your profession. But at the same time, a former director of mine once said, self-preservation, it comes first. And we have to understand that, because at the end of the day, it will be said that you were a good teacher. And you may get a good wreath. May. Self-preservation comes first. We don't know what the causes are of these deaths, but we are saying preserve yourself. And sometimes we give of ourselves so much that we really forget that we really need to take care of ourselves. Take care of self first of all, before you can even take care of anybody else. And you have some parents who just send them children to school, like school is a daycare center. And a lot of teachers are playing the role well as a nanny. And we're saying self-preservation, preserve self more than anything else. We're asking you kindly. I have a lot of friends who are teachers, because once I was in that situation, in that position as a teacher, albeit I never had 50 students, because I taught at a prep school, one of those prep school that, is top of the top. So we never had more than 30 students in a class. But I know what the government system comes with. It comes with a packed classroom. It comes with children who coming from very broken homes. Not that prep school children don't come from broken homes. That's not what I'm saying. But the people who know, keep faith alive, keep hope alive, my friends, teachers. We sympathize with the families of those who have lost family members, colleagues who have lost colleagues. We say, stand strong, keep the faith, and preserve self no matter what. Always. It is sad. Cultural Mix, Friday evening. Bev Moonchild is your host. And we say, stay with us while we talk farming. And we're going to be talking farming with a young, pretty girl, right here from Trelawney. And she's going to talk to us about her journey, because when we hear about farming, some of us think of that man with him donkey, and the donkey weigh down with a hamper with ginger or potato or breadfruit or whatever, or pumpkin or whatever. And the farmer have on him water boots, and him have on him banana stained shirts, and him just take him time to come home after a long day's work. The farming landscape and the profile of farming has changed really. And we have persons like my guests who are rated as champion farmers. We're going to be talking to Chelisa. Chelisa. I had it right earlier, I know people. I'm going to just say Chelsea. To be safe, I'm just going to say Chelsea Supergirl. Right? We're going to be talking to her. But let us take a little break. lively up yourself, and then we come right back. It is Cultural Mix, Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music, and of course, Bev Moonchild, your host. We soon come.
Hey, way, the cry of the oppressed, the cry of the downtrodden man, brothers and sisters. We got to, yes, rise up, rise and tall. Don't you bow and fall. Evil men will fight you down, even when you're back against the wall. Rise up, rise and tall. Don't you bow and fall. No matter what they say or do, think big, don't think small. People working so hard, then get underpaid, and to mount situation that's just first aid. Depression and stress when the bills can't be paid. Still me not go falter, not go fade. Got to move ahead in life, no matter what it takes. The chains and the barriers, you know we gotta break. My eyes are open, and now that I'm awake, now go make you eat up the cake. Rise up, rise stand tall. Don't you bow and fall. Evil men will fight you down, even when you're back against the wall. Rise up, rise stand tall. Don't you bow and fall. No matter what they say or do, think big, don't think small. Uplift yourself from poverty and shame. No more self-pity, the victory must claim the ancestor blood. Work on, Mr. Farmer. Work until your day is over. Work on, Mr. Farmer. Work until the day is over. Remember that you have a great commitment. Remember, what? Your children are depending on you. So,
This is Fit FM 96.7. Duncan's Trelawney. This is Fit FM
96.7.
96.7.
Duncan's Trelawney.
Duncan's Trelawney.
Mr. Farmer, hey, plant up your land, boy, hey. You're living at the country, you work so hard to make all Israelites feed up and look so strong, to make all Israelites sit in a earth. Work on, Mr. Farmer. Oh, yes, the nation is depending on.
Work on, Mr. Farmer. Work until the day is over. Work on, Mr. Farmer. Work until the day is over. You can't stop me again, Julia. We're gone. Welcome back, folks. Yes, I can sing, man. Somebody said, goddesses. Who say you can't sing? All the persons who have joined, let me just hail you out quickly. So we have Zevin Naturals Canada, Donna Lemonius, my sister. Thank you for being here. Jen Hugh, K. We have the one and only Natanish Hines. Good evening, Fit Family. Aldin Gomez, and she is in New York. Aldin, you hear me? I call it she. Jen Hugh, howdy folks, and Jen Hugh is up there in Southern Trelawney. We want to welcome everyone. We are in the studio of Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music, and we are talking farming. Farmer, you hear, is that Eddie Fitzroy? Work on, Mr. Farmer, work until the day is over. Now, this evening, we are saying work on Miss Farmer. And I don't think she going to work till the day over, right? Because it's a whole day work. Welcome, Chelsea.
Hi,
How are you?
I am doing good.
Good to have you. Good to have you in the studio of Fit FM 96.7. Now people go and look at you and say, then how is she a farmer? Huh?
Wow.
Defend your position right away, Chelsea. Because people might be saying, farmer, then how she so young and be farmer?
Yes, I'm a farmer and I'm proud enough.
Farmer.
I'm not just a farmer, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an apiculturist.
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 Talk to me about that
I'm a
one.
beekeeper. I raise bees.
Okay,
Yes, and
great.
I'm a businesswoman. I'm an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
I have my own business. It's not
Just
I take
farming.
Farming as my business.
Okay. And guess what? That is what we need to do, folk. We need to approach what we do in a business form, in a business fashion, in a business way. Because if we don't, well, guess what? Sometimes our hobbies become our business. And then when we have our hobby being our business, we need to treat it now like a real business because we want to see success in the business and we want to make sure that we understand, we grow in what we're doing. So your hobby can be your business. That is when you're really going to enjoy it
Yes.
because it is your hobby. So talk to me, what created that interest for you in farming?
The thing is, I've always been in farming. You know, I've always, as far as I can remember myself, I was always doing something. I was always planting something. Always going to my mother kitchen and take out her stuff to my run, going back.
Go plant them,
I used
yes.
to plant peas like whoa, you know, take out our scallions, big old plants, our garlic, plant them.
Mhm.
So I've always planting. I was always planting.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
it wasn't something that I just recently
Got involved
Right,
in.
right.
Mhm. Okay. So where in Trelawney are you from?
I'm from Friendship, the community of Friendship, yeah.
Friendship. So all the people in Friendship, hear them out, tell them to tune in to Fit FM 96.7. Shout them out to turn on them radio or come on Facebook or YouTube and
Yes.
listen the interview and share it with people. We want young people to understand that farming is no longer for older folks.
Yes.
And if we, as not you hear me, I say we, if you young people don't involve yourself in farming, it is going to be a lost profession.
Yes.
And guess what? With what is happening in the world now,
Mhm.
we need people to take on farming. You see this war happening with Ukraine and Russia? There is going to be food shortage. There's going to be food shortage
Yes,
in this
indeed.
world. And if we can feed ourselves,
Yes.
we are on our way and we won't be joining the food line like some
Mm-mm.
people lining up for food. So we want young people to understand the value of farming and that farming really has changed its face.
Yes.
And
it
we
has.
have persons like Chelsea who are
Yes.
farmers.
Yes.
So you're from Friendship,
Yes.
school that you attended.
I attended Mushet High.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then I did sixth form
Mhm.
at William New.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. And then I went to University of Technology.
University of Technology. What
Yes.
was your main area?
Midwifery.
Midwifery.
Yes, I'm a certified, I'm a licensed midwife.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
So
I
if
am.
any we decide to have baby, you can help. I said, Julia, speak for myself.
Yeah.
I'm on my own with that baby. That baby. No, sometimes I feel like you want to have a baby, not true? Yes. But then when
You'll
you
catch baby fever.
Yes. When you realize now the real things of having a baby, you say, oh no, you have had your lot already. But it is so good though
Yeah.
that you would have gone and be certified that you take. So you have your certificate as a midwife.
Yes.
Have you ever practiced?
Yeah. No, because it's not that. Okay, so midwifery, it's hand down. It's really beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
right? Theory wise, it is very interesting,
Mm-hmm.
intriguing, you know. And there are some exciting things that takes place at a hospital. But after going to university to do midwifery, I like the theory.
Okay.
Right. So it was not until I was in my third year that
Mhm.
I was realizing that listen, this is not really mine, I don't really mind.
Mhm.
So I wanted to do something because I realized that if I pursue this,
Mhm.
I would not be happy. I had batchmates and friends encouraging me that, you're in it already, just continue. But I refuse to believe that.
Mhm.
What I believe for myself is that you're never too late to try something different, to try something new, or to start over. So I had that at the back of my head, and knowing that, listen, this this is a career, it's stable. You're
Mhm.
gonna get your monthly income, which is
Mhm.
guaranteed.
Mhm.
So changing from that, after I finished, I was waiting on my license, and I was sitting there. I'm like, listen, I'm not do this.
Mhm.
And then it was I had doubts, and I was quarreling with myself that, look, listen, me wait this long to figure out what I really wanted,
Mhm.
and it took me a while to realize where
Mhm.
I should have been before,
Mhm.
which is in
Okay.
agriculture.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
You speak about being happy in what you do,
Right.
and if you had gone fully into nursing and midwifery,
Hmm.
you really wouldn't be happy.
No, I would not, because I always believe in self-satisfactory. You satisfy yourself,
Mhm.
and you should enjoy what you do. And if I don't enjoy what I do, I'm
Mhm.
going to take it out on patients,
Mhm.
and that's not me, really. So, and I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to be doing something that someone else wanted me to do. I wanted to,
Mhm.
you know find my place in this
Yes.
world. And agriculture was a first love, as I mentioned before. I was doing it long
Mhm.
time, and I just decided to take the plunge thereafter. And here I am. No regrets.
No regrets.
No
How
regrets.
many years?
I have been doing this for it's almost 3 years now.
3 years.
Almost
Okay,
3
pretty
years.
young.
Yeah.
Pretty young. Pretty young. Pretty young. So you started off farming with what?
I started off with bees. And before I go any further, I want to say
Mhm.
Happy World Bee Day to all my beekeepers. On May 20th, we have
Which is
our
today?
Yes, today is
Is
World Bee Day.
World Bee Day.
Yes, man. And
Mhm.
our theme is bee diversity, celebrating diversity in bees and in our beekeepers.
Mhm.
So yes, today is World Bee Day. So happy World Bee Day to our beekeepers, because you know that our bees is the chief pollinators. So we want to save our bees, and it does not only provide food for our bees when
Mhm.
we plant trees, but also it saves the environment. So I'm part of the Chilani Beekeepers Association and Benevolent Society,
Mhm.
and we started our tree planting activity as part of our World Bee Day activity.
Okay.
So we did some tree planting in some schools like the Hague Primary,
Today?
Mushek High School. No, we did it last week. We did it
Okay.
in phases.
Mhm.
So Hague Primary Infant,
Mhm.
and we did William Nib,
Okay.
Mushet High, and then we the Granville Primary and the Green Park Basic School. So yeah, we did some tree planting activity.
World Bee Day.
World Bee Day.
I wonder if some persons understand the importance of bees.
No, a lot of persons don't, because when you hear the bees come, you say, "Oh no, I don't want to get stung."
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but bees are very important, because without bees,
Mhm.
we don't have any food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So bees are.
And the first thing you do is kill them. Because
Yes.
you don't want them sting you.
Yeah,
And some
and
people-
sometimes, most of the times, the bees are not even see you.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, they're about doing their business. They're collecting their food and bringing it back to the hive.
So we want to big up all the bee farmers
Yes.
across the country.
Yes, and big up to our Chilani Beekeepers Association and Benevolent Society,
Mhm.
and also our trainer Sherlock Pinnock. Big up to you.
And my good friend over there in St. Thomas, Arunda McNeish, I think at one point he was the president of the Bee Farmers Association of Jamaica, I think. But certainly doing a lot of work over there in St. Thomas with bees and bee farming. So we
Yeah.
want to. I didn't know today was World Bee.
Yes,
World
today's
Bee
World
Day.
Bee Day.
So let us big up all the people who are into bee farming and who understand the importance of bees to the environment.
Yes.
So you are a bee farmer first of all.
Yes.
You started into bee farming. So after bee farming now, what led you to want to go into other aspects of farming?
Okay, so when I started out, because I started out awaiting the license, so I don't have no money.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I need capital to start because I was looking at it from a business standpoint.
From the beginning.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So I wanted capital to start out with.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have none. And my mother was not happy with me changing.
So who would have happened
Profession.
Chelsea, in today's Jamaica,
Yes, my mother.
where we are cultured
Yes, man.
to believe that you must go to school,
Yeah.
pass your exam,
Mhm.
go to college,
Yeah.
do well,
Mhm.
and then you go look and you get a work. You're
Right.
employed.
Because we were taught that once you have completed the university
Mhm.
or go to college, then you'll be successful.
Right.
But really and truly.
So
that's
I
not how it
understand
works.
your mom. She would be happy with that.
Yeah, man. My mother was not.
And she pay her
Yeah,
school
yeah.
fee. Her school fee just gone down the drain.
Yes.
So, boy, you have to raise bees.
Yeah.
Oh, the butter go.
But she gave me the capital to start.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
She
okay.
gave me the capital to start. So I started with 1 box of bees, but it was not recommended. It's supposed to start with 2. If you're
Mhm.
starting that small,
Mhm.
start
Start
with
with
2 boxes so
2.
you can compare and contrast with
Mhm.
them and you build them.
Okay,
I only started with 1 because that's what I could afford.
okay.
And then I started building and I reached out. It was there that my journey started, that I started meeting some really nice people.
Mhm.
Firstly, I got connected to the Trelawney Beekeepers Association through Miss Natanish Hines.
Mhm.
Yes, so I asked her, there was this training program and I joined and I
Mhm.
asked her if there is any organization out there that was doing training
Okay.
for beekeeping, right? And
Mhm.
then the next day I was added to a group, and that's how I started to hear about the training programs that the Ministry of Agriculture have.
Mhm.
That every month you have training in bee, so they teach you what you're supposed to do. So how our trainer does it is that whatever he teaches now,
Mhm.
you're supposed to be doing it in your box now or in 2 weeks time. So
Okay.
right,
Mhm.
right. So
So
it's
it's real hands-on.
right, and you're
Hands-on
guided,
training,
right?
yeah.
And the thing that I like about him is that also he's there to help you. You can
Mhm.
call him and say like, listen, this is this and that and that and that, and he is there to assist you.
Mhm.
And he comes and help to check your
Okay,
boxes,
okay,
right?
okay, okay. That is who you say he is?
Sherlock, Mr. Pinnock,
Sherlock Pinnock.
right?
Okay. We right here. I want to pause a while to just
Mhm.
big up these 2 persons, Sherlock Pinnock and Natanish Hines.
Yes.
Oftentimes, people want help.
Mhm.
Oftentimes, people understand what it is that them have an idea what they want to do.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oftentimes, people go to workshops and then leave the workshop dry just like how them reach there. So then go dry and come back drier. You are saying you went to a workshop and when you heard what was happening, you wanted to go further.
Mhm.
And Miss Hines was there to direct you
Yeah.
to another organization
Mhm.
where Mr. Sherlock Pinnock was
Mhm.
to hold your hand and to carry you
Yes.
through the procedures, carry you through the process. We want to say to Miss Hines, Natanish Hines, keep doing what you're doing. It is persons like you who help young ladies like Chelsea to accomplish and to reach their potential. Because sometimes you just need a hand to guide you. You kind of have an idea what you want to do, you know,
Yeah.
but you just need a hand to
Yeah.
guide you and take you through the steps.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, when I heard you talk about your trainer just now, Mr. Sherlock,
Mhm.
that he didn't just tell you what to do,
Mm-mm.
he was there to guide you along the way. And what him teach you, you have to practice in your box
Yes.
24 hours time, or that's what he said, the next day, or 2
Or
weeks time.
So it's like during that period.
You
that
have to transfer what you have learned.
Right.
We are saying thank you to Mr. Sherlock. He's what, at the Trelawney?
Yes.
B.
He's a he's a part of the Ministry of Agriculture, but he's part of the Agriculture Division
Okay.
unit. So he is responsible for Trelawney,
Mhm.
Hanover,
And Westmoreland.
St.
St. James.
right.
So big up yourself, Mr. Pinnock, wherever you are. I am saying continue doing what you're doing, sir. Continue to impact lives in a positive way. And Miss Hines, the very same for you. Because people like Chelsea, if one person can come out and say, this is the person who helped me.
Yes.
If one person can come out and say, I went to a workshop and there was this person who put me on to another group of persons and here I am today, I would say you're a success story,
Yes.
And you are attributing that kind of early success to two people. We're saying, big up yourself, Miss Hines, continue doing what you're doing, and Mr. Pinnock, the very same for you. Because as I've always said, Chelsea, if what you're doing cannot impact other people, it don't make no sense to do it.
Yes.
If your life can positively impact other people, it don't make no sense. So
Yes.
I'm really, really heartened by what
Yeah.
you said. Okay, so you started bee farming now.
Mhm.
What happened after that first box of bees?
After that first box of bees, I was there. And mind you, when before I got my box,
Mhm.
there were people telling me that, listen, beekeeping is not for women.
Mm-hmm.
There, you don't have no place there, so.
Mm-hmm.
But I refused to believe that also,
Okay.
And I wanted to learn it. I wanted to develop the skills. I want to hone those skills.
Mm-hmm.
So didn't pay that no mind. So I had my one box of bees going on with.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so the thing about beekeeping is that it takes time to reap those rewards.
Okay.
right? So during that time, I had nothing to do. So I was there like this.
So the box is just there,
But
and
the
you
box is just
okay,
there, and
okay.
I'm monitoring the boxes.
Mhm.
And I was like, listen, and something need for going.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to this friend, and he was saying to me, I was explaining, and he said, you really need to have something to do in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, like, what can I do? And he says, why don't you go into crop production? And I was like, okay, that sounds, I wanted to do that, but I wasn't thinking. I wanted to do it in hydroponics or aquaponics. And he says, you can do that in the meantime. And I said, what would I plan? And he encouraged me to start with hot pepper production. And I took his advice and I went all in. And then again, mommy came back again.
And
with the
helped you
funds.
again.
Yeah. She came back again with the funds and she said, okay. So I started, I sourced the land and I got it,
Mm-hmm.
plow the land. And then I bought the pepper seedlings.
So who
and
plowed the land for you?
I asked a gentleman.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Yes, man. And then I planted. And
Mm-hmm.
from there,
Mm-hmm.
everything just
Went
off.
smooth.
Yeah, man. It just took off. And the thing is that Miss Hines
Mhm.
and Mr. Pinnock weren't the only two persons that
helped you.
helped me. I have to also say thank you to my RADA extension officers that have been with me, helping me and holding my hands through it. My extension officer, Miss Tashara Thomas, thank
Mhm.
you. And Mr. Paul Warren,
Mhm.
thank you. So I have those persons as my mentors and my coaches that has been helping me throughout this journey.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So you started with bees, then you went into pepper. How did the pepper go? So like when you plow up the land now and you plant your pepper seed, take us through the motion.
Okay, so I planted the peppers.
You
I,
plow up the land, you
plow
get
the
somebody
land,
to plow up.
Yes. So
Then you get your pepper
so I
seeds.
got the pepper seeds, so I had to plant it.
Mhm.
Now, normally, when you're going into a business, you're supposed to have your equipment to work with, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have any,
Oh Lord.
I just had the peppers. I didn't have any fertilizer. I didn't have any drip line to put water on it. I didn't have any. I didn't have nothing.
Mm-mm.
And the persons were saying, listen, you need to this and not fear. You better you go on back at nursing. And for a moment,
How did that make you feel?
I cried.
Oh Lord.
I cried nights and nights and nights. I cried because I knew that profession would not make me happy, and I know about this
Mhm.
profession that I really wanted. I was passionate about, and I was
Mhm.
going for it.
Mhm.
And then doubts and the fears and the challenges, and I cried. But guess what? I did not give up. I said, listen, this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna do
Yes,
this.
yes.
And you know, I am so grateful that I prayed about it. I cried about it. And God was there and say, "Don't worry, sweetie, I got you. I got you." You know. And then someone decided that he was going to lend me some drip lines, some roses, and I got them. I put them in. And the thing is, was so grateful is that God was saying to me, "I got you, dear. Don't worry." That I didn't have fertilizer to put in, and my peppers came out so beautiful. They were so big and nice and healthy.
We don't reach the peppers yet, Chelsea, because I am waiting to hear now. How did your mother feel now when she realized? So she gave you the funds up front.
Yeah.
But you don't have the drip. What you
I
call
don't
it?
have the drip.
You don't have the fertilizer. You only have the land and you have the pepper seed.
Yes.
And mommy gave you some funds. Now, when she realized that you are so depressed about the thing that you are crying.
No, I didn't let my mother know that.
Oh, she don't know.
No,
Okay.
you know, I have to be strong for myself, and I have to, because if I had let her know that I was depressed about it, she would say, "Listen, you know,
Just
it makes
leave it
sense
and
to you, go back to that, right?"
And there were persons who were telling you, say, this is not gonna work out for you.
And this is.
But
not
what
fun.
made you know? Because this is not think now. What made you know that, listen, I can't give in. I have to go through with this because I know I'm waiting on my license, but that's not what I want to do.
Around that time, I got the license.
You got the license.
I got the license, and I applied. I sent in an application, and I prayed. I said, "God, if this is not for me, don't let them call me. Don't make them call."
So you got your license now. So you're a certified midwife.
Midwife, and I applied
Somewhere.
I applied to work at the Falmouth Hospital.
Falmouth Hospital.
Right.
Okay.
And after I applied, I said, "God, if this is not for me,
don't make them call me."
I did not get not even one phone call.
And
then again, say, "No, son." So I say, "All right, we're going to apply again." And I said, "God, if this is not for me, don't let them call me." Up until today,
you haven't gotten a call.
Never gotten a call.
Well, Chelsea, look here. You can't give in. And what you put your heart in, because one of the things, we can't confuse the universe. If you want to be a farmer, me would have did say to you, nobody go apply because that's not where your heart is.
Right,
but maybe you want to test the ground and test the water.
I wanted, and because of what I was going through, the depression of not having
everything,
and I was saying, okay, maybe I could work and do it on the side, and
or maybe get the funds from work and go buy the equipment and so on.
But I knew that deep down,
that's not what you want to do.
Not what I wanted to do, and I decided to just stick it out. I hold on. And then also because of those same persons that I mentioned before.
Okay.
They were like a little cushion for me. They were there, they were holding my hands and guiding me, mentoring, coaching. And until my peppers had reached a stage where they were growing so beautifully, and I was looking at them and I'm saying, oh,
you felt good about it.
Knows how they kept growing. Only and
so you would have planted these peppers now, and what do you do daily with them?
I just
you have to water them.
I just sat and watched them.
So you never water them?
There were a lot. I had over 1,000.
So you had the water system though?
No, I did not have any water system, and God blessed me with the rain.
Oh, the rains came.
The rain came, and the sun came, and the rain came, and
so you never had no challenge then, Chelsea?
The challenge was fear and doubt that I had with myself, and it was after realizing that, okay, I'm just gonna go into this. I'm gonna be
with your
positive.
whole heart,
yes, man,
and go into it.
Right, I can't have one foot in and one foot out.
We can't confuse the universe, people.
Right.
And as she say, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You want to be a farmer, but you also want to be a midwife. So you're confused. You confuse yourself, and you confuse the universe. And guess what? It worked out in your favor. There were people to help you with the things that you didn't have, because your heart really was into farming.
Yes.
So even though you did have one eye, I look over this, for getting your license and to be a midwife, your entire heart was in farming.
Yes, and
So it worked out for you.
and it was not just about wanting to go over there. It was about thinking about my future
Mm-hmm.
and where I'd be. Because I, when I think about it, I was saying 5 years or 10 years from now,
Mm-hmm.
which career path
Mm-hmm.
would help me to, to
Mhm.
have stable
Mm-hmm.
living then.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, the farming was not looking so promising
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't have what it takes to build the farm. I didn't have the capital to build the farm.
Mm-hmm.
But I started getting things just piece by piece,
Mhm,
one at a
mhm.
time, until I could build a collection, until I have enough stuff,
Mm-hmm.
to bring the farm forward.
Start with what you have.
Yes. So that is one thing that I also like to
Emphasize.
and tell young people that if it's farming that you're into,
Mm-hmm.
start with what you do have
Yeah.
at the present moment.
Yeah.
And it was afterwards that I saw a quote that I loved so much that I hold it dear to my heart. It says, look where you can see
Mm-hmm.
and go where you can see.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get there, you'll be able to see further.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what I kept close to me, and that was
Mhm.
what motivated me throughout
Yeah.
all of that.
Step by step.
Mhm.
Start with what you have,
Right.
where you are. So wherever you are, start with what you have. What a powerful message here.
Yeah. Mhm.
Start with what you have. It is recommended that you start with 2 boxes if you're going
Yeah.
to be farming.
Yeah.
But you had the money, only could have buy 1 box.
Right.
And you're saying, I'm going to start. How many boxes you have now?
I have 3 boxes and I'm ready to split again.
Look at that. Look,
Yeah,
look,
man.
from 1 to 3, and you can split now.
I can split now. Yeah.
Start with what you have, people, whether you're old or whether you're young, wherever you are, with what you have, you're going to make that start. Because sometimes we say, so me not going to do this until me have this.
Right.
Me not going to go over this until me can afford to do something right here. So, but while you're here, there are things at your disposal that you could have used to
Yeah.
equip you for moving forward.
Right.
So start with what you have, where you are. That's the message we're going to break on. And then we come right back and talk to Chelsea. We can't give in. We have to start with what we have, work with what we have in order to move forward. Okay, so Chelsea has taught us a lesson here. Look where you can see,
And
go where you can see, and when you go there, you can see further. Sometimes we want to see too much.
Yeah.
So just work with what you can see. Go where you can see, look where you can see, and when you get there, you will see further. Then now you can move on now.
Right.
To,
go a little bit
to
further,
into bigger things. You can expand yourself. We soon come back. We're taking a break.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Got to tell you this, battered and bruised, some win, some lose. Not trying to fit now in anyone's shoes. Lonely walk the road I choose, yeah. Not seeking a high, not trying to make your news. While navigate through time and space, aware of the triumphs that I must face. Straighten up my back, my boots are well laced. Not in a hurry, at my own pace. Can't give in, forward on I'm pushing. Can't give in, got to fight and win, yeah. Can't give in, forward on I'm pushing. Can't give in, got to fight and win. While trot along this rocky winding road, stalling and swaying, I can't afford. My mind is focused, my vision very clear. With faith and courage, I conquer my fear. I'm resolute, stand and salute. Aiming at my target, right time to shoot. Get out of the way, don't block my vision. I am determined to accomplish my mission. Can't give me forward on and pushing. Can't give me. Got to fight and win. Can't give me. Forward on and pushing. Can't give me. Got to fight and win, yeah. While navigate through time and space, aware of the trials that I must face. Straighten up my back, my boots on well laid. Not in a hurry, at my own pace. Can't give me forward on and pushing. Can't give me. Got to fight and win. Can't give in. Forward on and pushing. Can't give in. Got to fight and win. Oh, no, 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 no. We'll never, never. Oh, no, 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 no.
Can't give in, can't give in, can't give in. Got to fight and win. And this evening, we have here in the studio of Fit FM 96.7, a farmer, champion farmer, 4-H national champion farmer for Trelawney. So it's not only Trelawney, she's a champion. She's a national 4-H champion, female champion farmer for Jamaica. And she's from Trelawney.
Yeah.
Remind me of the district again?
Friendship.
So she started off with one box of bee. Then she grew and she started planting peppers.
Mm-hmm.
And after the peppers blossomed and grew up big, she realized that she can branch off into other things too.
Yeah.
And she's saying she never had the equipment that was necessary to do this farming. And people were saying to her, you know what? You better go back, go do your nursing. She got her nursing license as a midwife and ventured out to write applications. And then she pray one prayer, now I defeat the application, Say, Father, if it is not your will, don't make them call me. So she pray a prayer, but she defeat the prayer because she had two minds. And when you're venturing into something that you love, you must be unwavering. So the lesson learned is don't ask for two things. But she did say, don't let them answer. So her prayer was answered, if you look at it that way. But she's here and she's teaching me a lesson that, listen, when you decide to do something, don't watch other people. Don't listen to what other people are saying because you have made up your mind and that's what you want to do. It is going to come through if you put your all in it. And this evening, she is showing us how she put her all in it with the backing of her mother. How important is that, Chelsea? Your mother, even though she wanted you to be a midwife,
Yeah.
she realized that your heart was in the farming.
Yeah.
And she would have helped you with the first funds for the bees, and then she helped you again for the pepper.
Yeah.
Tell me, how important is that kind of support coming from mother, coming from parents?
It is very, 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 very important because my mother could have said, listen, this is what you're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Do that because I'm not getting my money.
Because she would have spent enough
Yeah.
money in a school fee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she saw, I would love to believe that she saw the vision that I had.
Mhm.
Because when I was talking to my mother, and I not only
Mm-hmm.
told her about what I wanted to do, I also sold the business to her.
Mhm.
Basically, I give her a business pitch. And I said, I'm going to do this and this and this.
Mhm.
And think about it. When it matches,
Mm-hmm.
we'll start to get interest.
Mm-hmm.
Can't imagine the amount of money I will be making.
Mm-hmm.
Because I sold the business idea to her.
Yeah, I understand.
And I told her that, I'm going to register the business
Mhm.
and I want to take it from this level to that level.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to believe that she saw the vision
Mhm.
and she believed in it.
Mhm.
You know, so I really appreciate I really appreciate her for that. You know,
Mhm.
and I also want to say to persons that sometimes that who we think that would support us
Mhm.
during our transition or our phases in life
Mhm.
are not the persons that will be there.
Mhm.
You know, you just have to trust the process, and God will send some persons for you.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
just don't worry.
Mhm.
You know,
Did
he'll
you
send
hear
some
that,
persons.
people? She's saying, when you trust the process, things will work out. And the people who you think was gonna be there for you, none of them people are there for you, you know.
Yeah.
The process, when you trust the process, the right people,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
right people will come.
Mhm.
So you don't worry who not supporting you from who not supporting you. If it is your vision, go with it.
Yes.
If that is what you want, go with it. If that is where your heart is,
Yeah.
go on with it and trust the process, because the right people will turn up. So don't worry about who not supporting you. Shout out to your mother and big her
Yes.
up right here.
Yes. Yes. Big up to mommy.
Mhm.
Big up to you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes, oftentimes we don't support fully our children and their passion and their vision, because what we have to understand as parents is that our children's vision is not our vision.
Right.
Our
Right.
children's passion is not our passion. But sometimes we want to pawn off our passion on our children.
Mhm.
Well, we
That's
would
true.
have want to do when we did young. When we not get to do it
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
we try push it pound we pick them for them
Yeah.
do it. But that's not their passion. That's not their
Yeah.
what they want to do. So when you see them wanting to do what they want to do, we are saying help them,
Yeah.
support them, carry them, carry the dream with them. And I'm happy you say you pitch
Yeah.
the business to your mother and say, Mommy, look at this.
Yeah.
If we can afford to do this and we put in this amount of money,
Right.
you can imagine when it start to make money.
Yeah.
That's a money for me and you, know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she saw the vision and supported
Yeah.
you.
So-
How are things going now, though?
First things first, I want to say that I have met people that I can no longer say that they're friends, that
Mhm.
they're family.
Okay.
Family. I have met some really, really wonderful people that have stuck by me through my
Mhm.
journey, and I am not at a place where I could say that I have reached. I'm still
Mhm.
leveling up. I just started.
Yes, you just started.
I just
yeah.
started. So I'm leveling up,
Yes.
climbing the ladder.
Mhm.
So I want to say that. And business has been registered. My business now, my business name is Be Wild. It does not only incorporate my bees, but also my crops.
Mhm.
That I plan to do some major things in the
Mhm.
near future. I want to go into agro processing.
Mhm.
I want to use some products from my hive to make
Mhm.
skincare products and
Yes,
you
yes, yes,
name
yeah,
it,
yes,
if you
yeah. Mhm.
right. And I have to now say that I am the 4-H national champion farmer.
Yes.
And that is a title, that is something that I'm really, really grateful for,
Mhm.
because that has helped me to realize that I can overcome my fear.
Mhm.
Because starting out, you have the fear of the business
Might not
might
succeed.
not succeed,
Mhm.
right? So that competition have helps me to realize the
Mhm.
sky is the limit for me, where
Mhm.
as it relates to this. And it also helps me to advocate for agriculture,
Mhm.
because a lot of persons see it as something that only old people do,
Mhm.
and that only persons that are uneducated do that, and once you're a farmer you're always dirty and so
Mhm.
forth. But farming, agriculture is so exciting. I have never seen another sector that has so many careers in it than
Mhm.
agriculture. Agriculture has so many careers that it will just blow your mind.
Like for example, what?
We have agronomists,
Okay.
right?
So the agronomist does what?
They study the soil,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
And you have engineers.
Mhm.
Agriculture is so
It's
wide
wide,
based,
yes,
right?
yes, yeah,
right.
yeah.
So it's not just a farmer that you
Mhm.
can find in agriculture. Agriculture is
Mhm.
so wide based. So I want to say that I also realize that this competition has also helped me, as I said, to advocate for agriculture.
Mhm.
I want more young people, young females, males to just
Mhm.
jump on board, and also persons, not just young people, but persons. You can start with a little backyard gardening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, plant a little trees or your vines or your shrubs.
Mhm.
Also provide food for you and it help the bees as well.
Mhm.
You know, and also I want young people to see that it is a career path that they can take on.
Mhm.
When it comes to food, you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong.
People
You
want
can't go wrong. You can't go
Right.
wrong for true.
Raman, and view it as a business, not just
Mhm.
a hobby or something that you do on the side.
Mhm.
It is a business.
For you to solely give your attention
right,
to.
Right. Everything that any other business
Mhm.
incorporates, agriculture takes on those too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's not just for me, I am not just a farmer.
Mhm.
I am an apiculturist.
Mhm.
I am an entrepreneur. I have my own business. So
Mhm.
agriculture provides that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I want to read some comments here from persons who have joined us on Facebook Live.
Mhm.
So, KO Sanctuary Ministries International. Blessings to you, Madame Bev Moonchild and Fit FM family. Okay, from Bishop and Prophetess Dowell. Thank you for joining, Bishop and Prophetess Dowell. Hey, oh, she was saying some bees. She passed some bees today. So you were saying it's World Bee Day.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Thelma, thank you for joining. You have always supported the program. Thank you, Thelma Gomez, for joining. Did she take sample of bees to Fit FM today?
No, I didn't.
as a proof. So okay. So when she her bees come in at the studio, now, what happened to the bees them though? As Julia said, let go the bees. Let go the bees. No, as proof of what? Oh, Natalie, she's saying what you wanted to prove. Oh, she was saying today's World Bee Day. Derwing is saying shout out to Fit FM with the blem on the stem. Wow, lyrics. And you know, Derwin, we thank you because we know what time it is in London now. It's past midnight, way past midnight in London. There were 5 hours ahead of us, and it's now almost 7 o'clock here. So you know what time it is in London. So thank you, Derwin. Probably a sample of the product. Next time when she comes,
Yeah.
Friendship is a big place. Oh, that's where you're from. Knowing that place from your youth. Okay. So thank you, those of you who have joined and are participating. Share the program with others so they can hear the discussion we are having with Chelsea Osborne of Friendship in Trelawney. She is the 4-H national champion youth farmer for 2022 female, because there's male too.
Yeah, there's a male, yeah.
There's which parish is a male from?
Hanover.
He's from Hanover.
Yeah.
So it's in the west.
Yes.
Yes.
West is
Female
best.
in Trelawney and the male is in Hanover. Maybe I can find him and talk with him on
Yeah,
my next
yeah.
program to hear the perspective, because you're a female
Right.
and you would have approached farming from a female perspective.
Right.
He's a male and he would have approached it from a male's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be nice to talk with him. So tell him you don't want to talk to him.
Yeah.
Because I'm
All right.
sure you may have a contact for him. But back to you, Chelsea.
Mhm.
How your friends feel about you being a farmer?
At first, because my friends are my batchmates
Mhm.
from high school.
From high school,
From
right?
UTEP, right.
Okay.
So at first, some were, oh, you sure?
Mhm.
And then there were others like, girl, you
Go for it. Mhm.
Girl, you go for it. And it is just so nice to see where I've evolved from,
Mm-hmm.
where I was
Mm-hmm.
to where I am now,
Mm-hmm.
and the potential that the business have. My friends are nothing but supportive.
Okay.
My friends are all in. I have friends that say, listen, just say the word
Now we can
and
plant.
we can
Go
work
help
with
you
you.
plant, yes.
Just say the word.
You must tell them you want some people come plow up some ground,
Hey,
plow up the earth, plow up the ground.
I have friends that big up to you, Abigail.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to take I must say that I have 2 friends that are Abigails.
Okay.
Big up to you both.
Mhm.
Abigail Bartley, she wanted to take my honey after I reaped it and bring it to her workplace to sell it. She said, listen, just send it up. Me
Mhm.
don't order them. Me just don't take order already, just
Mhm.
send it up.
Mm-hmm.
we just sell it off.
Mm-hmm.
I will just give back your money, and I will be your social media marketing director. She don't take position in the business already.
Wow. And you know, honey expensive.
Yes, man.
Honey expensive. And so do you have honey now?
Yes, I do. I have.
Honey, you should have carry come here this evening
Yes.
because you'd have surely get one sale from me.
Yes.
But no, I know. And we could get sale for other, because guess what? We want to support each other.
Yeah.
If you know that Chelsea has honey and this is her own honey, you can trust it, and not with sugar added to, because you know people add sugar to the honey now to stretch it and all kind of thing. When you look the honey watery, tastes all kind of funny way. Now she is here with her pure honey. And we are saying, let us support her now as a champion farmer, female. She started off with 1 box of honey, people.
Yeah.
And now she has 3 moving on, because you can split up the boxes after a while.
Right, yeah.
And I'm telling you, a couple of months from now, you're going to double up on what you have. We want to encourage young people. When we see them making these kind of steps and this kind of progress, these are the progress we are interested in. And we will highlight all the persons, especially young people, who are making these kind of steps, because there's so many things out there to distract you.
Yes.
So many things out there for you to lose your focus. So many things out there for you to lose your path. And we are saying we are proud of you for what you have accomplished here. So we're going to support Chelsea with her honey. If you want honey and you're listening and you're in a Falmouth area, or you're in a Wakefield, or you're there Friendship, you know you can get honey from Chelsea, pure honey. I really want a bottle of that honey. And when the other crops come in.
Yes.
So how did the peppers go?
The peppers, they, when I see them, no, they're.
You haven't reaped them yet?
I started reaping long time.
Okay.
Long time. So I supply the factory here in Falmouth.
Okay. The factory on the highway.
Right. I supply them.
What kind of peppers?
West Indian red peppers.
West Indian red.
Yeah, man.
Those are the hot peppers.
No, you have the Scotch bonnet and you have the
West Indian red.
So the Scotch bonnet is the
hot ones.
Right, and the West Indian red is more of, say, not really flavor, but you know,
it's hot. It's hot. The Scotch bonnet has a flavor.
Right.
So you're supplying a factory with your pepper.
Yes, I am.
How the community welcome you?
I have community support.
Community support.
I have community support because I have people from the community coming in to ask for their peppers. I am supplying even my community with peppers, you know. So it is indeed a good business.
Okay.
It is indeed a good business.
I was reading something about you, Chelsea, and I read that right now it is you mentioned you wanting to employ persons from your community as a dream of yours.
Yes.
So you would have had your farm, you'd have had your farm business.
Yes.
And you feel good as an employer
yes.
to employ people from your very community. Talk to me about that kind of need, that kind of wanting to help others.
I want to build my community. I want to give back to my community. One of the things from I was going to school that I did not like to see employers mistreating or abusing their power over their employees. So it was always something that I was like, I didn't like it. So I wanted to do better and to show that I am above that. So, and I don't like to see people getting mistreated. So no, agriculture has led me to in a path where I am an employer. You know, so I want to show my employees that I am not the average
employer,
right? You know.
How many persons have you employed?
I have 2 persons so far, part-time employees. So
part-time.
Right. So they would come whenever I have peppers to reap, and they would come and would harvest and then but now that the business will grow because it's growing.
Yes, it is growing.
Right. So we're expanding. We're currently expanding.
Okay.
Right. So we're putting in more West Indian red hot peppers, and then we're gonna plant some Scotch bonnets a little further. Near.
Okay. You employ your mother too?
Yes, my mother wants to be. My mother, as I said as before, that she saw the
The
vision.
vision, yes.
Yes, man. So she saw the vision. She know where the, especially after the competition, the 4-H national farmer competition.
Mm-hmm.
She sees it. She sees the vision. She know where the business is going.
Okay, okay.
Right. So she is now saying she's not an employee as yet, you know.
Okay, okay.
So we have to know. So you can't take an employee unless you can pay them.
Mhm. She will volunteer her
Yeah,
services
man.
for now.
But I don't want her to just volunteer. I don't want her to leave her work right now
Mhm.
unless I'm able to sustain.
To pay her.
Right.
Okay, but you have that vision.
Right. It is going to happen, you know. It's just
Time.
taking a little
Time will do
Right.
everything. Time alone can. There's a song about time.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I don't know if proud of you is an understatement,
Wow.
because I think the strides that you have made here, the commitment that you have made, when you
Yeah.
think that you would have gone through 3 years of tertiary education,
4. It's actually 4.
4
Yeah.
4 years,
Yeah.
and got your license, and you say, you know what, that's not where my heart is. I'm not happy right there, or I know I won't be happy. Because if I go into that kind of a thing, may I go miserable upon the patients then.
Yeah.
And may I go take it out upon them. Because oftentimes when you go into hospitals, you see,
Mm-hmm.
and you see how some nurse behave,
Yes.
you
It is
wonder
not-
why they chose
Yes,
nursing.
it's not becoming.
Because them not have no sympathy. Them not have no empathy. They not have nothing towards. Mind you, there are some very lovely ones.
Yes, I have met some really nice
Lovely,
nurses.
lovely nurses.
I have met some really nice nursing, and I also have met some not so nice ones.
No man,
as
they
well.
have some brutal, huggish, piggish one.
I
The
mean-
ones you see them, it all how them so despicable that them look despicable. We
have-
know them because we have met them. I have gone into hospitals already as a patient, and then I have experienced both.
Yeah.
The very, very lovely, well-mannered, look after you as a patient
Yeah,
nurses,
yeah.
and then the one them where did we just go clean out of them. We have met them.
Yes, I
So
have
we
met
know.
them, yeah.
And for you to say, listen, I'm not going to be happy,
Right.
you would have made a decision because you don't want to take out that,
Yes.
dissatisfaction or that unhappiness or that uneasiness that you feel in yourself. You
Right.
don't want to take it out on people.
No.
You don't want to project that on people. So you say, I'm going to go where my heart is.
Yes.
And that's in the soil.
Yes, it is, and it was not easy doing that. On paper, it looks like it was something that I just hopped and
Mhm.
did, but it took me a while
Mhm.
to actually convince myself that I'm gonna do it.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna be brave and courageous, and I'm just gonna
Mhm.
do it.
Just step out.
Right. It took me it took me from third year
Mhm.
actually to do it, because it was when I was in I think when I was going third year, when I was in the third year of university, that I started going to the hospital.
Okay.
Right. And that was the time that I realized that
Hospital no feel.
no, because starting out, the idea of getting a degree, because I was the only person in my family that has gone to university.
Okay.
Right. So it was an achievement to say that
Even for the family.
right.
Mhm.
So that was what I had in my head, that I'm gonna
Mhm.
get a degree,
Mhm.
completing, but not realizing what I'm actually studying.
Mhm.
So the theory was beautiful, as I mentioned before. It was
Mhm,
really beautiful.
mhm,
I
mhm.
like learning about it, but it was in third year when I was going to the hospital.
Yes, you
and
realize
practical, I
now,
realized
say,
that, listen, no,
this is
no,
not
no.
for you.
Yeah, right.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
some people would realize it's not for them. Why we can't have some more nurses realize that it's not for them?
Listen.
This profession is really not for me, and just do yourself and do the patients a favor, because I tell you, girl,
Yeah.
don't really.
My batchmates,
Wow.
because in third year when I started to say, listen, I started to think about, because I am a teacher by heart, so
Okay.
I always want to, whatever I learn, I want to
Mhm.
share it.
Okay.
Right. So always telling my batchmates that listen, I'm gonna be a teacher
Mm-hmm.
when I finish here. I'm gonna use the degree. I'm gonna do something else, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna do nursing. You know, they're saying, listen, you're in it already. You don't spend the money, just do it and done. This and that. But no. I believe that if it's not for me,
It's not yours.
it's not
Yes.
for me.
It's not for you.
No. So I'm not. So, and the thing is, it was the fact of starting over and also the fear of the unknown.
Okay,
You know,
yes.
the fear of the unknown, sometimes it cripples you. Right.
Fear of the unknown.
Yeah, man. The fear
Don't know what you're going into.
Right. So that was what that I think they were telling me, you know, encourage me from a good place, a good heart. But I know deep down that I'm not gonna do this. This is not for me. So I was thinking what I'm gonna do until the thing about it, you know, is that agriculture, I've done apiculture in 4-H at high school.
Okay.
Right. I've always
Okay,
been a part of the
okay.
4-H club from
Okay,
primary school.
okay,
Right.
okay.
So I did apiculture in high school, 4-H high school. So
It was new to you.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't new. So I know the basic. So the first time I said it to my mother, I said, "Then I'm gonna raise bees." My mother said, "Wait, no bees. Go sit down."
She didn't know that you have an idea a long time.
Right. So I didn't tell her then, you know, that I'm not gonna do midwifery. You know?
Okay.
So I just mentioned it. You know, I was playing along. You know.
Yes.
She said, "Wait, no bobbies," and I'm like, you know, I'm gonna do it. You know. And it was when she really realized that I'm serious. You know, then she assisted me. So 4-H has been there, that backbone, that cushion from that time. Right?
Okay. Farming, going into farming. We're gonna take a break. I wonder if Julia can find. You know the song with William sing, man. Take up your lass and your
Take up your lass and come.
Louis Culture and Grams. Is Grams and Louis Culture? Grab your lass and come. You know, see Wally Bushman. Is Louis Culture in the yard one chop down. Grab your lass and come. Because we are talking farming and we are talking farming with a young female. She's
Mikey Spice.
Yes, Mikey Spice and Louis Culture. Yes. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, we continue our conversation with Chelsea Osborne, champion, 4-H champion, national farmer for Trelawney. She's from Trelawney, but she's a national 4-H youth farmer for 2022. We're going to come right back and we're going to talk to her some more and hear what her plans are. And then she continues to encourage young people to take this up. It is an option. It's a career option, you know. Sometimes we look down on some things, but guess what? We need to understand that things are changing, especially in this 2022 and this what you call it, which era are we in now? The fourth industrial revolution, this era. We want you to understand that things like farming, occupations like farming are ones we are to take seriously. We soon come back.
That's why the middle not around concerned. Hey, yeah. Go chop Mikey Spice until them say go on to the dirt and down this mama. Take a seat. Know what I brought? Don't you ever feel the streets? That's where we eat our meal. No, don't you put up that pride and go have another guy. Put your shoulders to the wheel. You and I must eat, whoa. Come on, brother man. Give an helping hand, no. Grab your lads and come. You know, say, roll it by motion at the yard and chop down. Grab your lads and come. Whoa, yeah. Grab your lads and come. You know, see, roll it by motion at the yard and chop down. Grab your lads and come. There's a rule at work. Well, me go plant some dasheen and cocoa. Ungo peas, gully bean and okra. A vegetable with the steam with all chocho. Coconut with the great make toto. Me love me bammy so me plant some cassava. Papa none ya me so why ya mingo harder. Him get jam a bit from him great grandfather. When he say when it come to food, she nah no bother. Come tata, grab the bill and come. I will leave a bush in the yard and chop down. Grab the bill and come. Whoa, now grab the fork and come. Ready, we go blow up, jam down. Grab the fork and come. Whoa, Whoa, yeah, yeah. Oh, Lord, of well, I some monkey I have while she I no want them spoil. You see the pot a bubble up, me watch the picnic, them a smile. Me have some good old Jamaican coconut oil. It remind me of the days on the bank of River Nile. Ragamuffin now got beat and no fashion and style. Till man a still up Jamaican style. War ragamuffin are 1,000 mile. We happy, we don't need no lazy body in a Zion. Man have it strong and like a lion. Man have it iron, Louis culture on the version. Mike is spicy, too much chat to the
yeah. Now what you sow, you're bound to reap. Once you sweat, you're gonna eat. Oh, don't you put it back pride and go rob another guy. Oh, put your shoulders to the wheel. You and I must eat, Papa man, given every day. Let us blow up this flag. So grab your lads and come. I will leave a bush in the yard and chop down. Grab your lads and come. Whoa, oh, 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 yeah. Grab the bill and come.
Hey, follow me now,
We'll
listen,
leave a
now.
bush in the yard.
Hey, upset her.
Grab the lads and come.
See how upset her? Go outside. On and on and on and on. I'm a winner. You know the dance. I'm a winner. I want to know. I'm on the sun. Oh, we're winning right now. You say we're winning right now. Me forget that trophy to what me living right now. Cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now. Oh, we're winning right now. At Thanksgiving right now. Cause we're winning right now, yeah. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. Hey, watch out now. Hey, I'm a walking W. Learn from the else. Turn them in a medal in a trophy and bells. Every day you see me with the fan on next film. Great records like we crack connections. And every single ounce of effort we expel. It's all about progress cause we have to excel and watch out. Looking like success we dress well. Boom. Another knockout for the ring the next spell. I'm about to send my haters a card to get well. Cause them sick
Cultural
of
mix.
it.
Cultural
I'm
diversity,
so sick
music
of
and
it.
lifestyle.
But that's the whole gist of it. I hate it on the beauty when we did now we have it.
Fit FM.
I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. Oh, we're winning right now, you say we're winning right now. Me forget that trophy to what me living right now. Cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now. Oh, we're winning right now. At Thanksgiving right now, yeah. I say we're winning right now. So every day you see me, we are the reigning champ. And at the cloud with the silver line we reigning from. Cause if you see some of the places where we're hailing from, it's just the type of place we should be failing from. But now we're winning. Yes, every quarter, every inning. Multiple tracks and then a films if I'm swimming. You know that there's no giving in no matter the circumstances we're living in. You hear me? I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. Oh, we're winning right now, you say we're winning right now. Me forget that trophy to what me living right now. Cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now. Oh, we're winning right now. I thanks for giving
Right now. We have to get that trophy come and winning right now. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to Cultural Mix. It is your Friday evening program. I am Bev Moonchild, your host, and we are in the studios of Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music, talking with Chelsea Osborne. She is the 4-H National Champion Youth Farmer. She's from Trelawney, Friendship Trelawney, and she's talking about her journey as a youth farmer. She started off with one boxer B. Then she has 3 now, and she's going to branch off later on, improving the count. She is now into which one of the peppers?
West Indian red.
West Indian red. Gonna be doing some Scotch bonnet and so on and so on. And she's really talking about the love that she has for farming. As a little girl growing up, she would have take out scallion and onion and garlic from out of your mother's kitchen and go plant it around her back and so on. So this is something I would have said in your blood.
Yeah.
It's in your blood, to the point where she would have gone to study midwifery
Yeah.
and really turn her back on it, because that's not where her love is. She really has passion for the earth. I Mara say, you can't look down on what sustained life. The earth is our mother. The closer you stay to the earth, the closer you are to life. So you understand that
Yes.
and know that you want to be in touch with the earth and how productive it can be, and how rewarding it can be, and how financially rewarding it can be also, because people now look on the part there, you know. Them just a look on the fact that how we understood farming to be
Right.
first time,
Right.
where the little man go plant or the woman and nothing no come out of, people come and trust them things. One market go sell it and come back and tell them say market bad. Them not make nothing. So really, those persons would not really have made a financial wealth, or they wouldn't have gained financial wealth out of farming. But we are understanding now that things are changing,
Right.
and there is financial wealth in farming,
Agriculture
in
has-
agriculture on a whole.
Yeah, man, agriculture has advanced so much. It is agriculture is now exciting.
Mhm.
When we think about the new technologies that we have in agriculture, we're thinking about hydroponics, where you plant your crops without putting them in the soil. And we have aquaponics, just the same, where we utilize the fish to provide those nutrients for the plants. So agriculture, we have drones that we use now. So agriculture has evolved because we now incorporate technology in agriculture.
Mhm.
So it's more exciting. It's challenging, yes, but
Yeah.
it is exciting as well. So agriculture is the new in thing. to
Yes,
us.
it has evolved over the years,
Mhm.
and it is far exceeded any one of us
Yeah, right.
imagination.
Right.
As you talk about all these onyx
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier, what you call them?
Aquaponics and
Aquaponics and hydroponics.
Yeah.
So hydroponics would be what aspect of agriculture?
It's basically it's the same. You can use you plant your crops, but instead of putting them in the soil, you have water flowing through the
Okay.
supply the water source, and you put nitrogen, not nitrogen,
Mhm.
nutrients.
Nutrients.
You put nutrients in the
water.
right? So and water recycle.
Okay, so they really grow with water in the water.
In the water. Right.
Okay.
And then the aquaponics now, it's basically something similar. So instead of you putting the nutrients in the water, the fish poo will supply the nutrients to the plants.
Also, the fish, what? The fish and the plants in the same.
No,
in
you
the
have
same.
the fish in their tank, and you
Mhm.
pump the fish tank water up into where you have the plants.
Oh, I see.
Right.
I see.
So,
really high
right.
tech here we're
Yeah,
talking.
man,
Mhm,
right.
mhm.
And a lot of things can grow from those. We have everything you can grow with hydroponics. Yeah.
You mean like vegetables and so on?
Yeah, man. So even persons that don't have the big
land
land
space,
space
uh-huh.
for farming, they can set up their hydroponics or their aquaponics system at home.
Mhm.
And they can make, you don't need a lot of space, but they can have mass production from hydroponics or aquaponics.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So it's as I said before,
It's farming has
is
really
not
agriculture.
what
Yes.
it was before. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it has. So the stigma that is attached to agriculture
Mhm.
is that, especially farming, is that you only uneducated people do that.
Yeah.
Poor people do
Yes.
that, or dirty people, old people. That
Mhm.
is not true.
Mhm.
And I am a living testimony that is not true.
Yes, we're looking at you.
Yeah, man, that is not true.
A farmer with brains too, a farmer who is beautiful, a farmer who is young, a farmer who is a female, a farmer who is from Friendship Trelawney, and a farmer who is saying to other young people, this is an option.
Right.
It is an option and it is a viable
Right.
It's a viable option, not just an option, but a viable
Right.
option.
Right.
Consider it, because when you look at what we always think about, every year we churn out 11th or 12th graders
Mhm.
every year. Where are they
Right.
going?
Right.
Not many of those are migrating, I can tell you.
Right.
But where do they go? Because the work pool is not getting any bigger.
Mhm. Right.
I mean, the work pool is the same workplace, the
Yeah.
workspace now increase, other than we see a few call centers or outsourcing. People are outsourcing them job
Right.
now in some other places. But outside of what are the call center? What that sector called? BPO?
BPO, yeah,
Yes.
right.
The BPO sector seems to be growing somewhat.
Yeah.
But
right.
outside of the BPO sector,
Mhm.
where else is growth happening? Where we say these young people who are graduating from university, from other
Right.
educational institutions, where are we going to place them?
Right. It is so
Where are we going to put them?
it is so mind blowing that when I think about it, I'm advocating that
Mhm.
agriculture be
Be taught in school, yes. It should be an option.
right in every high school, primary school. You
Mhm.
need to, get the kids aware that this is a career option for
Mhm.
them.
It's a career path that students can take.
Right.
But we have to make it sound as if the way you see the way you make it sound.
Mhm.
That is what has to happen.
Yeah.
So people and young people can understand that you don't have to. If people afraid of dirt,
Yes.
they're afraid of the soil,
Yeah, man.
and they
But
think
they
that
don't
they
wanna
have to
mess
go
up
get
their
messy,
nails
yes, and
stuff.
so on.
But the thing is that it's not just about getting messy.
Mhm,
Think about the return of the investment that you get.
mhm,
In agriculture, the return of investment is huge.
mhm, mhm.
It is so huge that you can't think about it as working for your own self.
Yeah.
Oneself, you're your own boss.
Yes.
You have the say so
Mhm.
about what takes place on your farm. You work
Mhm.
at your own pace.
Yes, you work at your own pace.
Right.
And a number of young persons, they don't like to take instructions from other
Right.
people.
So you start your own business.
Yeah.
There's livestock, there's crop production, there's apiculture, there's so many things. There's so many things in agriculture.
So agriculture is wide.
Wide,
It's-
so
it's-
wide.
It is very.
Right.
It varies.
Right.
And so you don't have to go into farming
Not-
per se.
Right.
As you mentioned earlier, you can go into
Yeah. You
into
can-
livestock.
Right.
yes.
Yeah, man.
Well, Yaxter would have make people
Yeah,
understand
man.
now. So you
Yeah.
can go into livestock
Yeah, man.
because
And
when you talk about
he
in
s- he
chicken,
says
them are
that farming over flossing.
farming.
Right.
You can find that, Julia. A folk-
And ambition.
Ambition, Yaxter.
Right, yes, man.
farming over flossing.
Mhm.
Well, he would have make some of the youth them understand that.
Right,
But
right.
you are here this evening to even say to females.
Right. Females, listen.
Yes.
You don't necessarily have to start big.
Mhm.
You start
Well, you're a
small.
proof.
Right. I didn't start with a lot of things.
Mhm.
I started very small, and now look at where I am.
Mhm.
I grew from where I am. And in the future, where I see the business going, as I
Mhm.
mentioned before, tapping into agro processing.
Mhm.
There's a lot of things that we can process as a country.
So
Not
agro
just for
processing
local,
now.
but international.
Agro processing now would be what aspect now? Where you
Processing your raw materials that you have, your value added products. Like, for example, I produce West Indian red hot peppers. I can make pepper sauces. I can
Mhm.
make seasonings.
Mhm.
You add on your values to your products.
Mhm. It's what you can do with those
Right. Raw materials
those
that you
products
have. Right.
that you would have reaped,
Right.
planted and reaped. What you can do with the mango where you plant.
Right.
What you can do with the pepper where you plant.
Right.
What you can do with the ginger that you
Yes,
plant.
right.
What you can do with the tomato that you plant.
Right.
Because we really should not import ketchup on them something.
Right. Listen, the one of the first things that one of the first things that I learned when I was going to the beekeepers training, was that our lecturer, as Mr. Pinnock, was saying to us that we need to add value to our products.
Mhm.
So think about value added products that you can incorporate with your honey,
Mhm.
with your because in the bees box, you don't just have honey, there's this thing called propolis,
Mhm.
there's pollen,
Mhm.
there is royal jelly,
Mhm.
so forth. So he's saying add value to those things, you
Mhm.
know, and monetize them.
Because bee pollen, I understood that lately, that bee pollen is a superfood.
Yes, man.
I didn't
And
know this.
listen, and even the propolis that is inside the box, so it's like the tree resin from the trees that the bees collect.
Mhm.
Um, it is beneficial to the human body. You know,
What is it
have
called?
propolis. It
Propolis.
has antibacterial properties, antifungal properties. That is something that I'm looking forward to
Mhm.
add as my value-added product in the
Mhm.
future. I want to use it, incorporate it. I want
So
to
they would have taken it off of the tree.
right. They took it from different
From
places,
off of the
right?
tree, uh-huh.
And they bring it back
Bring it
to
in
the
the
hive,
box.
right?
Mhm.
So then bees don't normally they don't like spaces, big spaces. So
Okay.
they'd use this to like block out
Mhm.
holes and stuff for it. So it's
Okay.
always in the boxes, and you can add your propolis trap in your box. So once they see the trap, they're going to want to close it up. So that is
Mhm.
how you collect your propolis from the beehive.
Okay, and you
Right.
said this propolis now,
It
can be used, humans can use
yes,
it.
man. And if a beekeeper like myself, I go into the box, I take it up, roll it up, put it on my mouth, chew it like gum. So it's beneficial. You have a lot,
Really?
yeah, man, you have a lot of benefits to the human body. So, but I want to tap into its antibacterial and antifungal properties,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that is where I want to make skincare products from that,
Mm-hmm.
right? So,
Mm-hmm.
so that is something in the future that I want to do for my business.
Okay. And then you have the bee pollen.
Right. So for persons who want to harvest their pollen, they can put on pollen traps on their
Mm-hmm. Their boxes.
right,
Mhm.
and harvest pollen if they want.
Okay. And then now there is the what's the other one you spoke about?
Royal jelly.
Yes.
Royal right. That is what the bees use to feed their queen bee. Right. So some persons harvest it because it's
So the royal jelly comes from where?
from the bees, the nurse bees in the boxes.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So you can use that as a product by itself.
Yeah, man, you can sell it.
Okay. So you see, just from a box.
Yeah,
Look how
yeah.
many things you can
Yeah,
from the
right.
one box. So just
Right.
imagine how you can multiply that effect
Right.
financially for your
Right,
business,
right.
and that is how now you can see now how the financial returns can double or triple.
Right.
Over a
and
period of
and
time.
not just that, you can also sell bees if you want to. And also just recently we did a training, the apiculture unit gave a training on queen rearing. So you can raise queens and sell it, supply it to beekeepers in
Just
the
queens?
country. Just queens, right.
Because there has to be a queen in what? In each box?
In each box, right.
So how you would get the queen bees only?
You would rear your own queen. So you take out eggs from larvae from out of the boxes,
Mhm.
and you put it in a box without any queen, and the bees would draw them out.
Mhm.
So you leave the box queenless, so they know that they don't have any queen. So you provide them with some larvae. They say, okay, this is some larvae. We want some queen. We want a queen. So let's rear these queens. So they're gonna raise the queens,
Mhm.
and you take them out before they hatches. So
Okay.
because if one come out before your eyes, she's gonna kill her rival sisters.
Mhm.
She's gonna kill them all.
That's what the queen them say.
Yeah, man. She's gonna kill them all. So she's
The
gonna,
queen savage with the other queens.
yeah, man. She's just gonna she's
Kill
gonna
them and she
all.
alone be in the
Right.
box.
So as someone that is going into tapping into queen rearing,
Mhm.
you would ensure that you're always on time. You check your dates,
Mhm.
ensure that you have the correct dates, and the larvae that you put in is not too old, it's not too young.
Mhm.
They're of the same age. Right.
Kay is asking, what about the comb?
Yes. Persons do sell their
The comb?
combs, right? So they'd sell their honey with the comb. But if that is a business venture that you want to go into, sure, no problem. But I don't do that. For me, my business, I don't do that because it's gonna take so the honey with the comb is more expensive than
The honey by
by
itself.
itself, because you have to buy back foundation to put that's wax.
Mhm.
So you put it back in the box, the bees will draw it out.
Mhm.
So, but if I just take out
The honey from the comb.
Right, and I flush out the honey
And put back the comb.
Right.
You have
So
that
they
too.
have that to use instead of giving them fresh foundation for them to draw it back.
So when you're starting the box, you don't have the comb.
No, you're putting foundation and then they'll draw out that foundation
Into comb.
Right.
Okay. So once you build the comb, it is you would want to keep it. You wouldn't want to sell it.
I would not for
your
personally.
purpose,
So I would not do that personally.
What other purpose the comb has other than use the bees using it for their to build their foundation on?
The comb is basically what the queen lays her eggs in.
Okay.
Right, and the pollen that they collect from plants and stuff, they put the pollen, store the pollen in those
in the comb,
right?
Okay.
And that's where they put their nectar as well.
Okay.
Right.
What use the humans have for comb, or it just not serve no purpose for humans?
Honestly, I am not sure because I've never really looked into that aspect of it.
Okay. Honeycomb and bees. Persons would like if you what you call it now, reaping the honey and the honey is in the comb. Some people like to chew on it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I used to do that when I was young. Yeah.
Yes, chew on the on the comb.
Yeah.
So you put on your bee suit too and so on.
Yes, of course. I have to do that. Yes, of course.
And you get bee sting, and so bee sting you up now.
But the bee stings are very healthy for the human body as well.
Come again, say that again.
Yeah, man.
You hear that, Julia? Bee sting is healthy for your body.
Very healthy. Yeah. Yes. Beekeepers do live longer. Yes.
It's true?
Yeah, man. Beekeepers live long. Yeah.
Because when the bee sting you,
yeah, man. It helps. So one of the things that comes to mind is that it prevents help in preventing arthritis. Yeah.
So you want no bee sting? Yes. Somebody was saying it to me years ago. That I think it was it a test that was being done, and like the person sat down and like bees just sting them all over the knee.
Yeah, man. Some people do it for therapy.
Like they put what you call maybe a little honey or a little sweet something to encourage the bees to come around, and the bees would come and sting him on the knee.
Yes, man.
And that was for therapy for his joint pain. So now that you say it, I'm saying there seemed to be something like that for true.
Yeah, man.
So the beekeepers live a little longer because they're always being stung by bees.
Yes.
So bees ever sting you yet by your eye?
No, on my forehead. Yeah,
on your forehead. Okay. But you get used to them now. And after a while, they don't sting you maybe.
Listen, I was afraid of my bees at one point that I would. Listen, no one put me on over my box. But by going to training and you get comfortable with it. It's not that I am fearless. I am still a little.
But you're not so
afraid of them as
like
I
first,
was before, right? And also, I want to also say that in our Chilani Beekeepers Association, our group here in Chilani, we have a young beekeeper. She's 6 years old.
Wow!
Nefetari. Yes. Nefetari is my girl. So she comes to our
meetings,
right? And she have on her little suit. So cute, yeah, man. So she's our youngest beekeeper.
Youngest beekeeper, right? 6 years old.
6 years old, yeah.
You smoke your bees too? Somebody's asking.
Yes, I use some smokes on them. Yeah.
That is when you're reaping the honey?
No, when I'm checking the boxes, puff a little smoke to calm them down.
The smoke calm them down. Where you get the smoke from? You have a smoke something?
Yeah, you have a smoker. So each beekeeper, one of the equipments that we do have is a smoker, right?
Okay. And that is used for when you're going
once you're going to check your hive, want to doing hive visit, you have your smoker. If you don't have a smoker, well,
you prepare for some things.
Yeah, man. Right. So you smoke the box before you actually open it.
Would you say beekeeping is fairly easy?
I would not say it is easy. Everything comes with its challenges. There's no get rich quick. There's nothing. It has its challenges.
No, I mean the act of beekeeping, not the financial rewards. The
act of
beekeeping itself. So as a beekeeper, how much workload you have? That's what I should ask.
I don't it's I wouldn't say I have a lot of workload. It's just that you have to be able to manage your bees,
Mhm.
right? And those training provides that.
Okay.
Yeah, the training provides that, because I also want to encourage a lot of young persons that apiculture is something that you can tap into as well. And the bee part, getting stung, maybe that is probably the only thing that drive persons away from
Mhm.
beekeeping, getting stung, but you'll get used to it.
Okay. Another comment from Christine Reynolds. And Christine is in New York. Thank you, Christine, for joining.
Hey, Christine.
Bees are first in the line of our nourishment due to
Bees.
pollination.
Yes, they are chief pollinators.
If the bees die, so do we.
Yes, as I mentioned that before, that is why World Bee Day, that is something that we want to bring awareness to the public, that because bees are the chief pollinators, they pollinate the food that we eat. Without bees, we wouldn't be here. Yeah.
She said it, Christine said it, if the bees die, we die.
We die, right.
And Kenge Lufuma.
Yes, that is Nefertari's mommy.
Hey, beekeeping is very meditative.
Yes, it is. It is.
So as soon as you would have gotten over the fear, for example, the fear of the bees,
Right.
it would calm you down, and of course, you would use it as a time to meditate, to think about creation, to think about your
Yes.
connection to the bees, how the bees connect to you, how
Right.
you connect to life, and this whole circle of life,
Right,
and how we are
right.
to preserve life.
Yes.
That kind of thing, I'm sure.
And not just agriculture on a whole, because farming, it helps reduce stress as well. You know, you're in your garden, you are weeding, you're planting, you're freeing your mind, you're relaxing. So even persons that are at home without any job, even our older folks, you can have your little backyard garden. You ask for like a help here and there where you need it, but it helps reduce stress.
I want to tell some of the teachers who are suffering stress in the classroom. Going to farming,
Yes,
going to agriculture. There are
little
different
backyard
aspects.
garden. Yeah,
Different
man.
aspects of agriculture. Be your own boss. You don't have the body giving a timeline and where you must finish by a month in or by the term done, or by stressing you out and causing all kind of anxiety and so on.
Right.
Be your own boss. Get
Yeah.
some bees that money that they expect in the razor pay. Buy 2 boxes of bees.
Yes.
Chelsea started with 1.
And when you do buy your boxes, please, I'm also encouraging you to take on the training.
Because the trainings are important
Right, they're important. They help you
to go through.
Right, because
Yes.
a lot of persons they're going into the bees, doing agriculture, and they have absolutely no clue how to manage their bees, and they get robbed by advanced beekeepers. So it's not nice. I am so happy that I wasn't a victim of that, because I jump onto the training.
What do you mean get robbed?
Right. So when you have no knowledge about what you're doing, you have people that come in,
Unscrupulous
yeah,
people.
man, and say that they know, they'll help you.
But it's
And-
themselves, them helping.
Right, because they'll take your stuff and you don't know. We have beekeepers that, they come in and take out your frames with your broods and leave your bees to die and so forth. So people have suffered losses because of
Unscrupulous people who
right,
come
so
and say they're
please-
helping you,
right,
but
so
they're
please,
not. Yeah.
there's organizations up there to help you with your farming, your agriculture, because as I said, you can't do it alone. So please, if you're going into your honeybee production, if you're going to apiculture, please find the necessary association. Each parish has one, and they do trainings every month, online and in person. And there is also help in the practical area as well.
Okay. Okay, you joking or what? Chelsea, how much for a pair of? You don't sell a pair of bees.
No. You sell a box.
You sell
of
a box.
these.
You sell a box.
Yeah.
So how much for
Each person sells their
boxes
based on-
differently?
Right.
So generally speaking,
Generally speaking,
Like
you're
in
looking
between,
at $25,000
for like a box,
Right.
generally speaking.
and not to mention the gears, because the gears aren't in that. You have thousands of bees in that box. thousands of bees in my box.
Okay.
If the person sold you,
Are
correctly,
honest. Yes.
honestly, yeah.
So then we sell a half box of bees.
They'll
They're
sell
full
you. They'll
or
probably
quarter
sell you
box.
with each box has 10 frames in there. People, each box has 10 frames. So once you're buying your box,
You look at the
you're
frames.
look in there. You should have 10 frames of honey, bees in your box.
Because there are unscrupulous people out there who will
Mhm.
come to their helping you, as in any other
Right.
business, and it's themselves them really helping.
Right.
And Kenge Lefuma, I really would want for you to expand a little on how beekeeping help you to meditate. I would love for you to, either you text in or you can call. What's the number again? Julia, if yes, we can still take a call. 876-478-9144. 876-478-9144 or 876-317-1991. I really would love to hear from you how
Yeah.
beekeeping helped you to meditate.
Yes.
Looking forward to that call, my sister. That is whose mother?
Nefertari.
Nefertari is a young beekeeper, 6 years old. She I would love to talk to on Cultural Mix, but would love to hear how beekeeping help you to meditate.
For me,
No, you going to answer?
Yeah,
How it
man.
helped you?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
yeah, man. Whenever there's this thing that we as humans, sometimes we feel like we're here,
Mm-hmm.
up here, and that we're more than people, and we're
Mhm.
getting. So whenever you ever hear this song that whenever we feel like we're high,
Yeah.
what we must do, go down,
Mhm.
and the bees surely make you know say.
You know
You
it.
don't know it.
Mhm.
Right. So you need. So when you get a couple slaps,
Mm-hmm.
you realize how human you are.
Okay.
Right.
Mhm.
So for me, whenever I'm undergoing some difficulties or so, and I look at my bees flying by, when I stand and watch the hive, some going this way, that way, all over the place,
Mhm.
I realize how they're working and they're always at it.
Mhm.
Helps me to realize that I too need to, jump on my game,
Mhm.
because you're not always going to be motivated to work, but
Okay.
you need to be disciplined,
Mhm.
right? And the bees help you to realize that you are indeed disciplined. that you should-
You are not always going to be motivated,
right, but you need to
but
be
you need to be always be
disciplined,
disciplined.
right?
We're going to listen to Ambition by Yaxter, and then we'll come back. It's Cultural Mix, folks. We soon come back. Listen to this piece of music. Farming him up, promoting Yaxter.
Yeah. 2-2. Bush loader. Ready, man? Yeah. Excuse me, no pagans. Now seek validation. Ghost and admiration. From you nor your patrons. Boasting about name brands. But cost over 8 grand. But me searching up the same one. With the cost of a straight pants. Why own a Ferrari? With nowhere to park it, boy. Why shop a Louis V? When there is a target. Now me hype on my face it. True minds me a save it. Them go fend if it trendy. Bank account can't empty. Acres over markets. Link my wife when me want. Cause when side girl read up. Child support that leads up. Farming over plastic. Investment over graphic. Inheritance for me seeds, me alright naming. Yo, if you are 50 and never make a brings get used, means you're poor so your kids next to employment you use as a big excuse. You want him grow so him get through. See him 24 hours so what you have to. When your kids do good you buy them jewels. Wang and Rajiv buy their own tools. You keep getting belted. Big wanna sell on more piece. Nobody watch on me class name. So start supply Walgreens. Stocks large when you plant trees. Them paint them out of a burger, go up on the you, sir. And it's a baker me bill from a puller. Send here a dispensary, supplying them with good herbs. Acres over markets. Link my wife when me want. Cause when side girl read up. try support that lead to farming over plastic, investment over profit, inheritance for me seeds, oh, me alright, baby. Though they are tempting, still watch how me spend it, but
Farming over blasting. Lick me wife when me want. Welcome back, folks. It's Cultural Mix. It's Cultural Mix. I am your host, Bev Moonchild. We are in the studio of Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music, and we're talking to Chelsea. Chelsea is a farmer, and guess what? She's a champion farmer. She's from Trelawney, and she's a 4-H national youth champion farmer for 2022. She was just talking to us earlier about the diversity of agriculture. And farming is just one aspect of agriculture. She was talking about bee farming. She was talking about some other aquanics, all kind of other things. How you really can farm. And the traditional farm as we know it. That's also an option. And the fact that people, young people especially, can have farming as a career option. And more we realize that if we start to depend on ourselves, we fare out better.
Right.
Because you are your own employer. You design your own hours. You can create how you want your business to run. And guess what? You can also help others. So it's not just about you.
No.
You can help other people. She has 2 part-time employees now.
Yeah.
And she's seeking to expand. And it has always been her dream to employ people from her community.
Right.
And the dream is taking its own time to come through. The good thing is that she's committed. As she says, you will not always be motivated, but you must always be disciplined. You won't always be motivated to work, but you must always be disciplined in the work.
Right.
And that is what she's emphasizing. Just be disciplined.
Yeah.
So if you wake up this morning and you kind of feel a little way, the motivation is kind of on the lower side. The discipline, however, will take you out of that space and put you into the farm and say, go do something.
Yeah.
Go and do something. Go and do something.
Right.
So we are coming down now, and I want you to talk to the young people. I was sharing with somebody today that guess what? In the almost 2 years since we have COVID, right? It's the 2 years.
Right.
The students who were at school in grade 10 when COVID hit, where them is now?
They're out of school.
They're out of school.
They're out of school, yeah.
Yes. Those who were in 11th grade is the last grade, right? Those who were in 10th grade or 9th grade when COVID come, they're out of school now, And I can say some of them are out without anything in that 2 year. What going to happen to those young people?
Listen.
This is an option for them. And we're not saying farming is an option for people who are not bright. That's not what we're saying.
Not what
we're saying. It's an option for anyone.
Listen, and also, about not being bright, you see, the Hard Trust have certification programs for farmers. So even though, you see, just like finishing any normal school and getting a certification afterwards, they have that program for farmers. So once you do that program, you're a certified farmer.
Okay.
With your certificate. So it builds validation to you and to your customers.
Yeah.
That you know what you're doing. Right. And that certification program provides just that.
Okay.
Right. And we have, and 4-H had a lot of mastery level training in apiculture, in goat care and management, pig care and management, in dairy. So there is a wide variety of certification program that young people can tap into, go into, and they can make their life be more meaningful. Right.
So you're calling out young people, say,
yeah, man,
do something,
start something. If it's even a backyard garden, listen, my story has inspired a lot of young people, especially friends of mine, to start their own farming.
Really?
Yes, man. So I have people reaching out to me, telling me that they have started their own
Little garden.
Right.
Mhm.
Because it is something, it is my story or me advocating for agriculture. I would like to say that I'm an agriculture ambassador. Advocating for agriculture to let people realize that the stigma that was attached to it is nowhere near true.
Mm-hmm.
It's nowhere near that. So we're imploring young people.
Mm-hmm.
Agriculture is an option that you can tap into and you will never regret it. And I also would like to advocate for agriculture to be a subject in schools so students can employ different aspects of agriculture, even to have I would like to say the apiculture as well, but the apiculture part will be tricky because of the stings.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have you have rabbit
Mhm.
care and management, goat care and management, poultry care and management, even in crop production,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
The greenhouse thing that's going on. You can have aquaponics, hydroponics. Teach these to the young people because
Mhm.
they are the future, as we all know. So they would come out of high school with what? Agriculture is something that they can use.
Mm-hmm. As a means of moving
Right.
of and advancing
Right.
and moving forward. It is an option, people, and young people especially. We are saying consider agriculture as an option.
Right.
The culture of a farmer being a person who is not educated, or a farmer is a person who is an older person,
Right.
or a farmer is a person who always look dirty. That how we were cultured, how we
Right.
were socialized growing up, is that kind of impression we get when we say farmer.
Right.
Now we are saying remove that stigma, because persons like Chelsea are showing us that farmers can look like how she look.
Yes, man.
Don't always have to have dirty hands and so on, because there are many aspects to agriculture
Right.
that you can venture into. And this is what she's saying. It might not be bees, because with the stings and so on,
Yeah,
people
you're
might be
right.
afraid of the stings
Yeah.
and so on.
Right.
But if you think you're up to it, she started with one box.
Right.
When it is advised that you start with 2 minimum, she started with 1. The lesson there is start with what you have. So wherever you are, start with what you have where you are. Look where you can see where you can look. And when you go where you can see,
You'll be able to
see further.
Right.
That is something she said earlier. And I'm saying it to persons who are listening, whether you're young or you're old. You want something to start with. You want another option. You want another career option. You want another option where you can earn
Right.
financially. It's a financial option. You have to put some time in it though. What about people who say, but me not have the time for care for bees because I work and me not gonna really give up my work. So
Yeah.
how you care for the bees if you don't have the time daily?
Beekeeping is not a daily activity. It's
Okay.
not. So you check your bees every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
And you just go check them and you leave. You leave the bees because checking the bees regularly, you're just going to irritate them. And when you go, them come at you, sting you, right?
Mhm.
So you leave them, let them do what they're doing. You go and check them every 2 weeks. So it's not a daily activity. So you can't do that. You can work. Have your bees.
So if you so that's another thing too
Right.
you can consider.
Right.
Just invest in 2 boxes of bees, and you check them every 2 weeks. The
Right.
important thing she said though is get the training,
Right.
because the
right.
training will help you to manage the bees and manage the process.
Right. And if you don't want to go into bees, into apiculture, into bee farming, please, we're employing you to help to save our bees. They're an endangered species.
Mhm.
So we are employing you to save our bees, plant a tree today
Mhm.
so that they can have food and not just provide food for the bees. It
Mhm.
helps strengthen food security
Mhm.
and it saves the environment.
Okay.
Plant a tree. And persons who may say, well, I don't have any tree. Well, the forestry department will provide trees for you. Yes, you can link up with that department and get some fruit trees and plant them.
Mhm. Okay.
And if you don't know, if you're in Trelawney, please reach out to us at Trelawney Beekeepers Association.
Mhm.
Yes, and spread the word. We'll find you and provide you with a tree.
You hear that, people? So there's no excuse. If you can't raise the bees, plant a tree
Plant a
that
tree.
will help the bees to prosper, to flourish, to grow, and to help us. Because if the bees die, as Christine said, we die. We
Right.
depend on each other. We are one and the same. Life continues here. It has been really nice talking to you,
Yes,
Chelsea.
yes.
Eye-opening some of the things that you shared with us. And we wish for you nothing more than success
Thank you.
as you
Thank
launch out as a farmer
Thank you.
in your community there in Friendship, in Trelawney. All the best to you,
Thank
and
you.
all the best to the persons who you shall employ.
Yes.
And we
yes.
say all the very best to your mother.
Yes, and also my sister that stood by me down in the farm on the hot suns and the weeding and all.
Okay, okay.
Yes, my sister was there.
So we
as
want
well.
to big up all the people who saw the vision and who stood by you.
Right.
Anybody else you want to shout out?
I want to shout out my friends that was there: Petrona, Abigail, Tony, and Abigail Murray, Tevon Brown. I remember you guys, and also to Natanish and to Sherlock and to the whole Trelawney Beekeepers Association and my very good friend Nefitari and her mommy, and also my RADA extension officers. Thank you guys. I would not have been here without you guys.
Really, really thank you for coming. People, it has been good here. All the persons who joined us this evening, we want to say thank you for joining as always. Come back with us next week for another exciting program. I am Bev Moonchild saying enjoy your Friday evening, enjoy Saturday, enjoy Sunday. We come back next week, all being well. Thank you, Julia. All the very best. Take care. See ya.
Standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 among them all.
This is Spin FM
Big FM 96.7.
96.7.
Duncan Trelawney.
Duncan.